My name is Brian Asher. I grew up in Sacramento, California, and I've been a teacher for about 10, 11 years. And I've kind of tried to teach my students and show people how you can travel the world and do it on a teacher's budget. Didn't grow up rich, lots of money with family that traveled, and I've been to 195 of the 197 countries
Mm-hmm.
in the world over the last 14 years. And I love to trail run, run marathons,
Mm-hmm.
try to maximize life, try to
Got
get
you.
everything out of it that you can. And yeah, over Christmas, like you said, I was in Ecuador. Is one of the countries I could get into over Christmas break,
Yeah.
and took the negative COVID test. Got down there and hiked up some big volcanoes and got some indigenous markets like visited and went into the Amazon and did a lot of different things down there. So every school break, I try to go somewhere. It's tough right
Got
now,
you.
but I try the
Yeah.
best I can.
And it's funny you mentioned the 195 countries because when I was writing the promo, right, I was gonna be like, oh, like I was gonna hype it up, like, oh, over 200 plus countries, and then I Googled, I was like, yo, how many countries are there in the world? And I realized it's only like technically 197. So I'm actually really glad that I checked that. But before we get into your traveling, because that's something that you've kind of done pretty much in the last couple years, can we talk about like kind of just growing up? Like, what was your lifestyle like, your childhood, and let's go from there.
Sure, yeah, I grew up in Sacramento. Grew up in the suburbs of Sacramento. Played three sports: played soccer, basketball, baseball. Went to aunt and uncle's houses in state. Didn't really travel at all. Didn't camp at all. Didn't run at all. Never imagined going to other countries really because it wasn't part of my lifestyle. And kind of normal growing up.
Hmm.
Played three sports in high school and got a scholarship to play some baseball in college. And then once I stopped playing baseball in college, man, I got too much free time. I'm way too active to just sit around. And I saw some of my friends kind of getting fat and eating pizza and drinking beer. And that lifestyle just didn't quite fit for me. And
Uh,
so my brother talked me into working at a summer camp in Colorado. And man, that opened my eyes to the outdoors, working as a backpacking guide, taking teenagers up to 14,000 foot peaks in Colorado. And that
mhm.
that just gave me the shift I needed from team sports slash the college party lifestyle that quickly kind of got old for me to something else, an outlet I could put my energy into when I was
Got you.
about 19, 20 there.
Got you. And growing up, what was like your interests in terms of like, do you kind of have an idea? I know you're a teacher right now, but like, was that kind of always your interest growing up, or were you more like, because it seemed like you were playing college sports, were you kind of more like, I really want to dedicate my life to sports? Like, what was your kind of thinking growing up?
Yeah, no, I didn't imagine teaching at all. I studied economics. I couldn't wait till 3 o'clock every day when the school bell rang to go
Yeah,
out and play soccer, basketball, baseball with my friends. So I figured something with business. I got different family members that work with business, and no, teaching was not on the options. It was
got you.
definitely not on the options. But that changed when I went down to Guadalajara when I was 21, 22, right out of college, and started taking Spanish classes. And they offered me a job teaching at the same school, and I rejected it twice. And then the third time they asked me, I just tried a few conversation classes at night. And so got into it and was terrified to be on stage, kind of in front of 20 or 30 adults that I never
Yeah,
met before. And after a couple of weeks, like they were really nice to me. I started enjoying it, so that I got into teaching, and that's kind of
got you.
snowballed into the next 5 or 6 years of teaching English abroad. Absolutely love, and I still teach English sometimes when people want private classes. So yeah,
Okay,
that was something I really enjoyed doing.
got you. And with that being said, when you first got into your teaching, because I know you're basically you're a high school Spanish teacher now, right?
Yeah, you got it. 6 years teaching high school Spanish at the same school that my brother and I graduated from in Sacramento.
Okay, that's really dope. And now that you were fluent, and I know you were kind of traveling, like what was your first traveling experience like? Was it like to a Spanish speaking country and you kind of like, oh, I really like doing this, or how did that go?
Sure, yeah, first time out of the country. 21, senior year in college. Went down and did a trip to Costa Rica solo. Couch surfing is where you can stay for free. It's an online community. Some people think couch surfing would be dangerous, but some people think it might, be a good idea to save money, and that's what I went for. So you stay with a local family or someone that's registered online,
Hmm.
and stay for free. Was terrified. Had like four kind of gates led into the door when I got there at this
Yeah,
local family's home in the capital, Costa Rica, and they treated me well. I didn't speak much Spanish at the time, but it was exciting, terrifying. I mean, all the emotions kind of packed into one. I don't think I slept at all the first couple of nights, but when you have something that makes you feel that alive, you
yeah,
either hate it or you love it. And for me, I hated it a little bit, but I loved it like 90%. So I
got
wanted
you.
to feel more of that
I,
excitement of being abroad. That was my first time, 21 years old. I mean, I'd never really left the country. Tijuana doesn't count when you drive down for,
Yeah.
3 hours or something. So
Yeah.
that was really the first time, and I was like, man, I got to taste some more of this and see what it's like. So
I can
that
relate to
that just
that.
kind of broke me in.
I can relate to that. I actually